Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9 and Text 5. Etuttvadhiya charanambujagandam jigranti karna vivarai shrutivatanetam bhaktya grihita charana paraya cha tesha na paishinada hrudayam buruha swapumsam. Translation, purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation: O my Lord, persons who smell the aroma of your lotus feet, carried by the air of Vedic sound through the holes of the ears, accept your devotional service. For them you are never separated from the lotus of their hearts. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. For the pure devotee of the Lord, there is nothing beyond the lotus feet of the Lord, and the Lord knows that such devotees do not wish anything more than that. The word tu specifically establishes this fact. The Lord also does not wish to be separated from the lotus hearts of those pure devotees. That is the transcendental relationship between the pure devotees and the personality of Godhead. Because the Lord does not wish to separate Himself from the hearts of such pure devotees, it is understood that they are specifically dearer than the impersonalists. The relationship of the pure devotees with the Lord develops because of devotional service to the Lord on the authentic basis of Vedic authority. Such pure devotees are not mundane sentimentalists but are factually realists because their activities are supported by the Vedic authorities who have given oral reception to the facts mentioned in the Vedic literatures. The word paraya is very significant. Parabhakti, or spontaneous love of God, is the basis of an intimate relationship with the Lord. This highest stage of relationship with the Lord can be attained simply by hearing about Him, His name, form, quality, etc. from authentic sources like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, recited by pure, unalloyed devotees of the Lord. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So we are hearing the Lord Brahma's prayers for creative energy, prayers offered to the Supreme Lord. Here Lord Brahma is glorifying Tvadhiya Charanambuja Koshagandam, is glorifying the lotus feet, the glories of the lotus feet of the Lord, Charanambuja. With great respect and reverence, he is enumerating the glories of the lotus feet of the Lord. So very interesting analogy he gives here, a very interesting way of putting it. He says, Tvadhiya Charanambuja Koshagandam. Gandham means the wonderful fragrance of the lotus feet. Charanambuja Koshagandam Jigranti Karna Vivarai Shrutivatanetam. So it is realized through Karna Vivarai, through the ears. So when there is a smell, obviously, how do you realize that there is a good smell? You generally use the nose, right? You have to smell through the nose. But here Brahma is saying, from the holes of the ears, you realize the smell. Karana Vivarai, how is that? Shruti Vata Nitam, through the air of Vedic sound. So, a very interesting connection. Air carries the smell, we know that, and then we, through the nose we smell it and we realize it. But in the transcendental life, the realization comes from hearing attentively. Shruti Vatanitam, So, by the air of Vedic sound, it is mentioned, and if one hears like that through the holes of the ears, then bhaktya, they accept devotional service. So, anybody who are able to smell the aroma of your lotus feet, they immediately accept devotional service. We have seen this in the case of 4 Kumaras. They are actually not interested in devotional service. They are absorbed in the conception of, they are called Brahmavadis, absorbed in the conception of impersonal feature. So they have no idea of devotional service. But when they are able to get the smell of the tulsi which is stuck on the lotus feet of the Lord, immediately their hearts have changed. They got attracted to bhaktya, devotional service. That means they gave up their monistic conception. They realized that Lord is completely a different personality, wonderful personality, supreme personality, and we have we have a relationship with Him. They're able to smell all this. Charanambuja kosha gandham bhaktya grihita charana parayat tesham. And so they accepted those lotus feet as transcendental. They could realize that Lord's lotus feet is distinct from the kind of feet that they have experienced in this material world. So that's why grihita charana paraya, they accepted his lotus feet as transcendental. And then napaishi nadha hridayamburat swapumsam, and even Krishna is not separated from the lotus of their hearts. So generally the Lord's lotus feet, in fact every part of his body, transcendental body, is compared to lotus. I think we have experience of lotuses here. In our campus also we see such lotuses grow, and then they offer. You can see, so nice to see, very refreshing to see. They look so pure. And then inside the lotus there is some dust which is called saffron dust, and sometimes inside the lotus you will also find honey. It is called lotus honey. There is a saffron dust, there is a lotus honey, and if you smell, it's a very subtle, refreshing smell. So this is the lotus smell, that is the smell of Krishna's body. Lotus plus little bit of camphor, if you mix, how refreshing it will be. That's the kind of smell. The smell that we get from our bodies is stinking. You cannot even stay close, you have to run away. And summertime, somebody opens his armpits like that, that's all. Next 1 mile people have to vacate. They cannot even, this is our body, completely stinking. Because we all took bath, we are able to sit together here, otherwise not possible. So that is our life. But Krishna is all refreshing. The very form is a festival for the eyes and for the senses. And then so, most importantly, Charanambuja. Very, very important that devotee develops his relationship with the lotus feet of the Lord. One has to get accustomed or satisfied by that relation with the lotus feet of the Lord. This is an extremely important point. As devotees, we should know where we have to get satisfaction. And here it is mentioned, Charanambuja Koshagandham. We have to get satisfied simply by being at the lotus feet of the Lord. In our hearts, always thinking about the lotus feet. This is our satisfaction. If I can remember Krishna, if I can engage in Krishna's service, I am satisfied. That's all. If I am healthy or not healthy, so I am not satisfied. My life has to be free from any kind of issue. It should be very peaceful, no anxiety, then I am satisfied. These are all our imaginations. Goal of life is not to be very healthy. Goal of life is not to be very, free from all anxieties. That's not our goal. Surprising, no? Everybody is running behind all these things. And we are saying, that's not the goal of life. Our bodies are never made. They are never complete. Never made in such a way. They are not complete. They can never become complete or full or whatever. Always you will see something is lacking in our body. This is how it is. A jiva can never become complete without the complete personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. This is the conviction of the devotee. I am not complete without Krishna. How can a part and parcel be complete? Not possible. Only what is in relation to the complete whole, then the part and parcel also will become complete. So, me and Krishna is a complete. It's a complete unit. Now currently, in our consciousness, because we have no Krishna in our consciousness, we all feel incompleteness. Never satisfied. Everybody will, of course, I think many times I used to say this. Younger days, we used to see, let us say, I remember in the college days, somebody started playing table tennis. They used to get up early in the morning and tuck, 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 tuck. And then when we saw that, we felt I should do like that. Then I'll be, much better. Then later on, some those gym also came up. And I said, wow, this is good. I don't have such a body, so I want that body. Always, people become envious by looking at each other's bodies. They compare and they become envious. I don't have, but he has such a body. Or get attracted or get envious. This is how the whole life is full of this body, body, body. This is what it is. So that's why devotees have to know where they should get satisfied. Otherwise, if it is on the bodily platform, impossible to be satisfied. No satisfaction. Even if he has something, still because he is not complete, he still feels incompleteness. Then again he thinks, I should get more. And then if he gets more, again he feels incomplete because he knows it is not satisfying. Still there is anxiety, hesitation and all. Actually we will see, if somebody doesn't accept Krishna's lotus feet, what will be the scenario in the next verse. Lord Brahma is going to explain. A jiva can never feel satisfied, never feel complete without Krishna. This is the intimate relationship. That's why paraya, that loving relation with Krishna, as long as that is forgotten, one can never feel complete. Whatever he may do, he may be perfectly beautiful, perfectly healthy, perfectly well-built, this, that, still he will not. He will not feel completeness, he will not be satisfied. I think some few years back, when one of the superstars in Mumbai cine field committed suicide, and everybody woke up, wow, what's going on? They thought that star had everything. He has money, he has a good body, he has got good position, popular hero. Suddenly suicide. What he is going through is incompleteness, not happy. So devotees, we should not fall into this trap that okay, I'll also run into the same track to build up all my this thing, that thing, that. No. You will never be satisfied or complete. So that's why one has to be satisfied with the charanambuja kosha gandham, Krishna's lotus. My only asset is Krishna's lotus feet. Krishna's lotus feet are mine and I am Krishna's. That's all. This is the calculation of the devotee. As soon as he gets the lotus feet of the Lord, he is rich. He has everything. He is very satisfied. He is complete. And as soon as he is separated from the lotus feet of the Lord, immediately he becomes a beggar. Then dehi, ye chahiye, wo chahiye. He runs towards demigods, he runs towards the powerful men of this world, goes to politics, goes here, goes there, always in search of how to make himself complete. This is his life. This is the whole life. Material life is simply in search of that wonderful experience of being satisfied in the presence of the all fulfilling personality. So that's why Brahma is giving us the information, the original Acharya. Tvadiya charanambuja kosha gandham. But then how do you realize this? How do you get this satisfaction? So he gave the hint, Shruti Vatanitam, only by the Vedic sound. Where will you get access to these Vedic sounds? Where will you get access to these Vedic sounds? Because the Vedic sound will carry the smell of the lotus feet of the Lord. Then that sound, if you hear, you can smell your relationship with Krishna. You can smell your connection with Krishna. Yes, there is something. So that's why Prabhupada explains in one place, he says that, my dear Lord, you are glorified by the selected verses uttered by great personalities. Uttered by great personalities. Such glorification of your lotus feet is just like saffron particles. When the transcendental vibration from the mouths of great devotees carries the aroma of saffron dust of your lotus feet, the forgetful living entity gradually remembers his eternal relationship with you. Now this is the secret. The transcendental vibration which is emanating from the mouths of the great devotees, that carries the dust particles of the lotus feet of the Lord. So here Prabhupada mentions in one place, a pure devotee always engages in the service of the Lord, taking shelter of his lotus feet, and therefore he has a direct connection with the saffron mercy particles that are strewn over the lotus feet of the Lord. Although when a pure devotee speaks, the articulation of his voice may resemble the sound of this material sky. When a pure devotee speaks, it appears to be like the sound of this world. The voice is spiritually very powerful because it touches the particles of saffron dust on the lotus feet of the Lord. And as soon as the sleeping living entity hears the powerful voice emanating from the mouth of a pure devotee, he immediately remembers his eternal relationship with the Lord although up until that moment he had forgotten everything. So here the glories of the sound that is emanating from the pure devotee is being mentioned. What is that glory? It apparently looks like a sound of this material world, but it is spiritually enriched, spiritually powerful, because it carries the lotus dust particles from the lotus feet of the Lord. Actually, if you see, we all got woken up only because we read Prabhupada books. We have Prabhupada books is, Prabhupada says, my books have recorded chanting. So when we read, we're actually hearing that very sound that Prabhupada has dictated into the dictaphone. We are receiving that as in these wonderful descriptions. Actually, I think in 1932, the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he organizes parikrama of Vrajamandal parikrama. I think in October only, around in October or so, the party reaches the Koshi, a place in that dham. It is mentioned that the Koshi used to be long ago a treasury of Maharaj Nanda. That's the place. So the party reached there. It's a huge caravan of thousands of people participating in the that Vraja parikrama. Bhakti Siddhanta had always grand plans of glorification of Krishna. This is one of the characteristic of our parampara. Our Acharya, Prabhu Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, they never thought anything small. For glorification of Krishna, they always thought very, very big. So, Bhakti Siddhanta was like that. As I mentioned in one of the classes, he wanted a best folk hostel in one of the topmost cities. In those days, the topmost city was London, because Britishers were ruling, almost all over the world. So he wanted the best hostel in London city in the middle. See, that is his thinking. So Acharyas, they never thought their thinking was never sectarian, very narrow. No. They always thought very big in glorifying Krishna's lotus feet. So the party has reached the Koshi, everybody settled down, and then one of the Bhakti Siddhanta senior disciples was making an announcement. Yes, we are going to go for this parikrama. Today they have planned to see some Sheshashayi temple, and also that was the last day of Bhakti Siddhanta speaking in the party. After that, Bhakti Siddhanta is supposed to go back to Calcutta. So that's the opportunity. So his announcement was like that there appeared to be a choice. There is a choice for the people to either go for parikrama and then see Sheshashayi as part of parikram, or there is an option of sitting down and then listen to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. This was the choice that has been given. That time Prabhupada was, he reached the party, and by the time he came, already Bhakti Siddhanta is, is already speaking, and he knows about this choice. He knows that the rest of the devotees are going for parikrama to see Sheshashayi temple. And then here Bhakti Siddhanta is speaking. Immediately he goes and sits there. He says, what will I see? Sheshashayi. Let me sit here and hear. Because seeing is always through knowledge. Seeing is not by the eyes. It is always through knowledge. If you see like an animal, and the knowledge is only limited to eating, sleeping, mating, defending, we see only like that. That's the knowledge of the animal. Eat, sleep, mate, defend. But we are supposed to see knowledge through the knowledge of the Shastra, which we have heard from the spiritual master. That's why it is called Shastra Chakshu. Eyes are always meant for seeing through the Shastra. So that's why Prabhupada immediately sits down and he listens to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. He's a very aristocratic personality, Bhakti Siddhanta. And in erudite scholarship, and using wonderful words, that's called Uttama Shloka Gunarnavarnane, selecting all the choicest words. This is one more vibration from the Acharyas. They never chose some silly words to glorify Krishna. One is the glorification should be very big, universal, all over the world. And secondly, choicest words. They used to select the choicest words to glorify Krishna. Bhakti Siddhanta chose the choicest English that is available during those days, and he used to speak. See? Because Acharyas knows these words have come into existence only by the will of the Lord. So let me use those. Of course, one has to know how to use all this. In the name of Yukta Vairagya, you cannot just jump into everything and burn our hands and legs and everything. No, very nicely. Like when Krishna, he goes into that Talvan to kill those donkey demon. He takes them by the hind legs and then he wheels them around. Prabhupada uses the word centrifugal action. It's a mechanical engineering term, centrifugal action. Duck, he throws them off, that's all. Krishna knows all these laws, centrifugal, centrifusion, or whatever. Over. For him it's like a toy. So you can see the choicest words are used to glorify Krishna. So that is so Prabhupada used to say, initially I have not understood all those big terminologies and such grand glorification, I have not understood. But he thought, such a great saintly person, I want to just hear and hear. I am very happy to hear my spiritual master. What a wonderful person. See, this appreciation, this kind of an attachment to hear from our spiritual master is very crucial in a disciple's life. And Prabhupada knows his voice is extraordinary. That voice I want to hear. And that is confirmed here. Those voice is not ordinary, it's spiritually so rich, so potent that it carries the saffron dust particles of the Lord, directly hitting you. In this age of so many difficulties, this is the only method Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended. Lord Brahma recommendation, Sthane Sthita Shrutikatam Dhanavan Manobhi. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes, this is the process. What is that? Wherever you are, a brahmachari, remain there. There is no need to jump here and there. Remain as brahmacharis. And then go on, Shrutikatam Dhanuvan Manobhi. You hear. Particularly the transcendental sound which is coming from the lotus mouth of a pure devotee. Krishna's mercy particles are there already. Just grab it. Go on, hearing. Prabhupada says, the highest stage of relationship with the Lord, highest stage, parabhakti can be attained simply by hearing. But from whom? From authentic sources like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, recited by pure, unalloyed devotees of the Lord. This is a secret. Our movement's secret is this. Just go on hearing the glorification of Krishna. Once you come to a certain stage, you also glorify. Our movement is about glorifying Krishna, glorifying Krishna. It's called Sankirtan movement. Go on glorifying. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Any questions? Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.